That was us serving you different shades of dance in celebration of World Dance Day. So we recognize how important dance is, and we all love to dance, right? Anyway, with that, we welcome you to today's interesting edition of the Medley Show. I am so excited to see, because you know what? It's your midday energy, and we always serve you magic for the next 1 hour, which is what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to start today's edition with asking you a few questions, and then we get into what we're talking about today. So first question, is it rude to be on your phone during a date? Yeah, you answer that. So how many hours a day are you on your phone? And next, text, call, voice notes. Which one do you think is the most annoying? With that, I'll let you know that today we'll be talking about navigating social media etiquette in today's smart age of phones. So that's what we're going to be talking about. How rude is it to be on a date on your phone when you're on a date? What should you send? What should you send? What should you post? How do you send voice notes? Do you send 10 hours of voice note to somebody just because you think they don't have anything to do? So that's going to be our focus on the show today. And as always, I bring you the best guests ever, and you're going to be meeting them very shortly. But before then, let's find out what's buzzing in the world of entertainment. And DME is ready to serve us BuzzFeed.
The Medley Show.
This week on BuzzFeed. Described as Back to Base, the 17th edition of the Eddies Awards took place in Lagos. Mohbad lives on as he gets a posthumous win with his song Ask About Me, winning Best Street Hop Artist. And his collaboration with Chike on Egu also earned its Best Viewer's Choice. Pink's creative direction of the video also earned the Best Music Video. Song of the Year is Ashake's Lonely at the Top.
Just carry on, no time. Bad boy day, we are fine, and at the same time.
Best Vocal Performance Male, Billions by Loj.
The Benz in the air feel low, and nobody come beg me, no. Can I we go exit,
And Best Vocal Performance Female, I'm Done by Leah. Flavor's Big Baller got the Afrobeat Single of the Year.
How much is money? It's nothing. Ballin'. Premium or nothing. Now you know.
Digital Artist and Artist of the Year went to Davido.
I suppose she locates, but I go buy Belgium. My money na alele high pressure. But it's like she put on for high tension.
And it's not surprising that Juma Jukes won the Best East African Artist of the Year.
You know you always on my mind. I think about you every time.
The next rated winner went to Odumodu Black.
Alright, okay. Tembro got off for the voltage. Tilapia, kote. Bring a goofy with the cocaine.
Rema showed his global dominance, getting Album of the Year for EEs, and London got Producer of the Year for Ozeba. Annie Macaulay has landed an endorsement deal with a beauty brand. This is coming amid a public separation from singer Tubaba. Annie Macaulay also made a public appearance attending the Eddies Awards in Lagos, presenting one of the categories.
The Medley Show. Medley Show.
Okay, congratulations to every winner at the Headies. So it's no longer news that sometimes when we're all together in the house or even in the office and everybody is chatting on the phone. Funny enough, my friend may just be across the table, that rather than speaking to him or her, I'm sending him a message on WhatsApp. That's what we're doing with phones now. So is that really accurate? Should we replace our personal conversations with phones or now chatting on social media? Well, that is good, but I mean, I still love to talk to my friends. So that is what this next feature will be addressing. And then guess what? You get to meet my fantastic guest next.
Have you ever sat in a room full of people and realized no one is talking? Not because they have nothing to say, but because everyone is glued to their screens. In today's digital age, social media has changed the way we communicate. We can reach everyone anywhere in seconds. But in doing so, have we forgotten how to truly connect? Real conversation, face to face, eye to eye, is slowly fading. Instead of deep discussions, we now scroll through updates. We react to emojis, not emotions. We send memes, not meaning. And when we do talk, it's often short, rushed, and distracted. Notifications interrupt our thoughts. Curated feeds replace real stories. And somewhere along the way, the simple joy of sitting with someone and just talking is being lost. Social media connects us, yes, but it also pulls us away from people right next to us. Maybe it's time to pause, put down the phone, and bring back the art of conversation. Because real connection doesn't need a filter.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, we turn dark into light, we make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Diversity is unique, we have more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, strengthened in unity. We know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
Okay, welcome back to the Medley Show. Of course, your midday energy, and today, like I said, we are talking navigating social media etiquettes in the world of smartphones. So, time now for you to meet my fantastic guests. Oh God, I've been going on about my great guests, so I'm sure you're going to love them as much as I do. First up is Light of the World. Yay! First up is Daisy Oge. She's a content creator and social media influencer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're almost one of us. I mean, you've been here a number of times.
Member.
Family member. That we don't chat with on the phone. We talk face to face, Avi. Okay. Next step is someone who is known as OG the Energy, Oluwagbemiga Lukman. Welcome to the show. He's a hype man and an MC. Welcome to the Medley Show. I wish the bell was here. I would have rang the bell. We ring bell for our first timers, but the bell is not here. So next time.
Should we clap?
Okay, then I also have Tolu Ekwe in the studio. She is a family life coach. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
So we are talking social media etiquette, navigating social media etiquette. But I'm going to start with asking some questions first. What is your daily screen? I'll start with you, Daisy, because your social media is always like Twitter, Instagram. You always have one post that goes viral in seconds. So what is your daily screen time, like daily? Be honest.
I should be honest.
Be honest, Daisy.
Millions of
Your
people are
daily
watching.
screen time, yes.
30 minutes.
I don't believe it. Daisy, I said be honest. You know, look at your phone just 30 minutes.
I would say 5 hours.
In 24 hours. Minus the 8 hours that you sleep. Right.
On my phone.
On your phone. Okay.
Minus other screens, but phone.
Phone. Okay. 5 hours. In a day. So keeping you here for 1 hour, I've taken 1 hour out of your screen time. We're going to make it up with your sleep time. Which one?
You know, we need to make sacrifices.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a nice person, so I give NTA the 1 hour today.
Okay, fantastic. Yay. So how about you, OG?
How many hours do I spend on my phone? If you remove
Daily.
the 8 hours for sleep, I think I would say like 10 hours.
I'm sorry, what?
I do a lot on my phone, so I think I would say like 10 hours.
10 hours in a day. How long does your battery last?
Well, I have a power bank, so.
You have a power bank. Okay. How about you, Mr. Lu?
So now I'm wondering whether we're answering the question about phones or devices. Because I noticed how we generally dodged the question to make it safe.
Well,
but the truth is, if we add what we do with the phone, what we do with the computer, what we do with the TV.
Okay, so since we're talking social media etiquette, okay, we still do social media on our laptop. Okay, so let me rephrase the question.
Right.
How many hours do you spend on social media in a day?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Nah,
So-
I cannot spend 10 hours on social media. Anyway.
Right.
My answer was correct, though.
5
Yeah.
hours on social media. Wow, you guys have time.
That's cumulatively.
Cumulatively.
The whole day. Yeah, if you add
On
exactly, yeah. I think I would also say 5
So
hours.
since you're the one that has 5 hours, so if your phone could talk, what embarrassing habit would it expose? Yes.
Hey, God. You don't give me heads up. Oh.
The things you post, the things you say, all that. I can say them more. I know, we all know what we are doing.
We know what we're doing.
So we can.
Let me see. What habits do I have? Hey, can I pass?
No, you cannot.
I'm not addicted.
Right.
Okay. I just like it. And I spend a lot of time on it because it brings money. But I'm not addicted.
Okay, so since you added money, it's fine. As long as it brings money, it's okay. So let me ask you, Oji, can you survive 24 hours without your phone? Like, if that happens at all, what will crash first? Is it your peace or your personality?
None of them actually.
None will crash.
I can survive 24 hours without my phone, yeah.
without your phone.
I'm not always with my phone. I do a lot on my phone, but I'm not always with the phone.
Why do I feel... I'm tempted not to ask you that question because I feel like I know the answer.
Me?
Yes.
I can survive without
I
my
know
phone.
you can survive.
I can survive for 2 hours.
No. I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you. No.
I can do 12 hours.
I said 24, so you still feel the question.
Or maybe 18 hours. 8 for sleep, then 10. I can do 18 hours without my phone.
18 hours? Daisy, I said 24 hours. The question is 24 hours. If you can't do 24 hours, you fail the question. But let me ask you this. Since you're always, like on your phone, always on social media, making posts, blah, 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 I just want to know, when did staying glued on our phones become, if I can use the word, the new normal?
I would say from COVID.
Absolutely.
COVID did that?
Yeah. Everybody wanted to just stay online and see what's happening. Even people that were not addicted to their phones became addicted. That was the origin of content creation.
Before COVID, we were always on our phones too.
Yeah, but that year, everybody, the old, the young, everybody became addicted to their screens.
Do you agree, Oji?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we've always been glued to our phones before COVID, but that year it skyrocketed. Just went from, say, 50 to 100. Before it was, still manageable a bit, but after COVID, people just became glued to their phones because, TikTok became a very, very
Yeah.
serious thing. So we have more content creators. So more people have reasons to always want to be on their phones.
But you do events, you MC events, you're a hype man. So if you're doing an event and you're putting in all the work, giving all the energy as OG the energy, and then you notice that your audience, most of them are either doing this or doing this, how do you get your crowd to vibe with you?
Well, it depends. So if they are just sitting down and pressing their phones, sometimes some audiences can actually be very stubborn. They are forming for themselves. So I will go to them and tell them, drop your phone, get up and dance.
Right.
Some of them
directly.
And exactly. But then some of them might be vibing a bit and still pressing their phone. Then that's where I do something like crowd controlling. I say something that would make them shout back, Ayebo, Ayewa.
Right.
So somehow you're taking them away from their phone. You understand?
I was so tempted to say
I know.
I was so tempted, but so you just find the way
it's
to
just
get
reading
them
the
off
crowd
their
and
phones.
yeah.
But Sholu, as a family coach, is this generation losing touch with a real connection between one another? Because sometimes, normally, like without the phone, if my sister wanted to call me, she could yell my name from from her or from wherever she is, and I'll hear and go and answer or do whatever. But now she just sitting down and she sends me a message, and then I reply. So are we losing connection?
Absolutely, it's a big concern. And like when she was talking about COVID year, I was in complete agreement. You see what happened in COVID year, apart from what she's highlighted, the TikTok aspect, is also the schooling aspect. A lot of children were now having to go online to school.
True.
So Google Classroom became a thing, Zoom lessons and Google Meet became a thing. And so these kids learned to use social media, learned to use the internet more and more to connect with people. Added to that is the fact that there are now books online.
Do kids read books online?
Those who read.
Oh, yes.
Because I know they still give them the hard copy books.
Right.
Right.
But you can find those online as well. So you find even those who are readers, who you could say before, drop your device, take this book instead. The book is online. So I'm online, I'm reading it. Wow. Yeah.
But let me come to you again, OG. Speaking about weddings, church, should I add date night now? Because for me, I kind of find it offensive where it's a funeral and you find people, on their phones and posting, right? And or maybe in church, I mean, you're worshiping or you're serving or doing whatever, and you're doing live or you're doing FaceTime or you're doing all that. Are there some do's and don'ts when it comes to events as to how you should use your phones?
Well, I wouldn't say there are some do's and don'ts, but I would say as human beings, common sense should tell you when to just keep your phone and be in the moment. It's not every time you go on live or make videos. I think we are obsessed with showing everyone else what we are up to.
Right.
So we forget to live in the moment, forget to be there. So as a human being, you should just know when to keep your phone and just be there.
Right. Daisy, you that you're always posting stuff. Hey, God, I feel like I've exposed you too much on this show. So have you ever been guilty of doing the most with a phone? Say maybe, she didn't even let me finish. She didn't even let me finish. Like, you're at an event, let me even see, maybe a party that you were not invited to, or maybe a private party, or, sister, how are you guilty of everything? Why? Okay, so why would you do that? Do you think that's okay?
So, because I'm a content creator, right, and I'm a social media influencer, if I'm going to an event, I really want people to come to the event because of me, right? The only way they will know I'm at that event is if I'm posting about that event. And the only way I can post about that event is by posting in real time. So, I don't have a choice.
You do have a choice. And it hasn't, ever offended the guests. Assuming, let's say it's a private party. I remember
if it's a private party,
I remember
it's different.
when what's his name? these two artists, Simi and the husband, got married.
Simi and Adekunle
Adekunle Gold. We read, I think it took weeks or months before we saw footages of that event. They didn't want people coming into the events with their phones, and people found it very offensive. People were complaining, you didn't let us come, and you didn't let someone else post, blah, 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 blah. So do you think it's okay or not okay for someone who has a private event or a private party not to want it put out online? Let me ask you that, Mr.
I think it's absolutely okay. One of the things that bothers me with this social media generation is the loss of boundaries. The loss
I was
of
going to get to that, but I'm glad you mentioned it.
Respect is, you were talking of a funeral. Someone has died. Like the family that you're supposedly, there to mourn with is grieving. And you're seeing that as a moment to capture something because you want to.
Sometimes even with the cops.
Sorry.
I have seen that. Like a selfie. Yes, I have seen that.
It's because we have become so engrossed. It's said that this is the most photographed generation ever. We're just all
they know
about
nothing except social media.
Yes. And so this is what I'm having for breakfast. This is what I'm having for lunch.
Lord.
I'm walking out there. I'm going here. Hey, I just jumped. Yay! I just shouted. Like, really? Really? To what end? I believe that with a social media, influencer, you probably have goals for each of the things that you're putting out.
Absolutely.
There's a reason why. Some people don't even have a reason anymore. It's just crazy. It's just because there must be something out there.
So what would you say is doing too much? Like posting too much? Because I was asking a friend today, I said, are we even private at all? Is there privacy anymore? Like, so what would you say is doing too much or posting too much?
So I think that is a bit difficult to define for each individual. But I think when it comes to, for example, family, I think there are things that should be precious to you. It should matter to me. I think that if you're concerned about, say, your car, enough to not put out the license plates on social media, why would you put out your children? I think that's more precious. That's more precious to me than any property I have. So I find it really baffling when people, if you're a family person and your goal is to put out a family show, and so you want others to learn about family life, then maybe that's a goal, and we can decide whether that's right or wrong, depending on how safe it is for your children. But also remember that you're leaving digital footprints for these children. And sometimes they may say something at age 5 or do something at age 5 that you put out there. That's no big deal until they're 17 or 22.
It comes back to haunt
I
them.
think there was a video like this that trended a few days ago about a woman. They were showing her a video. It was AI generated, purely AI generated. So this was her baby, who is 5 years old. So now AI has now given the mother a 25-year-old version. So telling the mother about this video had her doing several things, and the mom was like shocked, and she's like, yeah, it's because she put pictures of me online, so they can now pick that up and they can modify what they call it, deep fake. They can now create me doing these things, whereas I'm totally innocent of it. That was like trying to discourage parents from putting up their kids' pictures online. But Daisy, you said sometimes you need them to come to the event because of you. So can you really be posting live or be like online real time and still be in the moment of what's going on around you?
Yes.
How do you manage that?
Well, if I go to events, most of the time I'm with someone else. So the person gets to do the videos and pictures and all that for me while I am in the events.
Oh, okay. So it's not a selfie kind of thing?
No.
So, Oji, when last did you go on a date?
On the spot.
When last did you go on a date?
Wow, on live TV.
I mean, you can answer that anyhow you want. When last did you go on a date? That was intentional, by the way.
Okay.
Please just go straight.
Was it online or offline?
Right.
That's offline.
It has to be
offline.
offline.
Okay,
And
just
I don't think
checking.
it's 2025.
Oh,
No, it's not 2025.
wow.
Daisy. Right. Okay.
Wow.
I'm not going
she
to
gets
say anything,
20.
but here's the question, right? Have you ever been guilty of, being on your phone while on a date?
Nah, I like
you
living
sure?
in the moment, actually.
So if the person you're on a date with had to do that, even though she's defending it by, oh, I'm just trying to reply a quick DM or I'm just trying to reply a mail, how would that make you feel?
I feel uncomfortable. I feel very, very uncomfortable about it because we are here. We are on a date. We're supposed to be talking. Even if I'm not on a date, even when I'm just chilling with my friends, I like to keep my phone. So let's talk. That's human interaction. Whoever wants to reach out to me can call me. If it's very important, they will call me. If they send a text, then they can wait for a reply. Because so if I can do that for my friends, I can also translate that to a date. Keep your phone. Anybody that wants to reach you, if it is very, very, very important, they will call you. If they drop a text, it's not very important.
So you, so you think taking a call while on a date is okay,
Yeah, I'm
rather
fine
than replying a message or a DM or something?
I mean, we never can tell why the person is calling you. It could be an emergency, it could be anything. But taking a call and being on a gist and just continuing to talk instead of, sorry, let me call you back, or I'm currently on a date, stuff like that. You pick a call and you're just talking. I'll just be watching you. When we're done, we'll leave this place.
Okay.
And I'll block your number.
Okay, I'll tell you a story when we come back, but we're going to go on a quick break because I want to talk about calls, posting private chats, and voice notes. So we're going to talk about that when we come back from this break, but we'll go on a quick break and bring you a little mashup of people who unnecessarily get addicted to their phones. We'll be right back.
Some time to think. I'm in the bathroom looking at me. Facing the mirror is all I need. Wait until the Reaper takes my life. Never gonna get me out alive. I will live 1,000,000,000 lives.
My patience is waning. This is waning. Is this entertaining?
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree. We sway in colors, we turn dark into light. We make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we have more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, strengthened in unity. We know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
Okay, welcome back. This is still the Medley Show, and we are still talking navigating social media etiquette in today's smart world age, smartphones age, yeah. And I still have Daisy, OG the Energy, and of course, Miss Tolu is in the studio, giving us very funny insight, even though I put I put OJ on the spot shortly a while ago. So remember that you can send us your messages on 090138989550. The number should be on the screen. I have some messages already. I'll read them shortly, but let's talk a bit about the clips we just saw. So, Mr. Lu, you saw those kids that were on the phone. 3 children. They're together in the room, and everyone was glued on their phone. I mean, they didn't pick the phones from the streets. Their parents gave them the phone. So how do you think parents should handle teenagers who are constantly on their phone? Like, it seems like they can't do anything else. And if you check, they're on TikTok. I mean, my friend was telling me, she wants to give her younger sister her phone and buy a new one because she's already creating content on TikTok. Guess what? She's an SS1. So you have these kids always on their phone. So how do you think parents should handle that?
So I realize that it's a bit dicey, right? It almost seems like we're in this production line that everybody has to have a phone.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, there's social media, there's content creation, there's all this stuff going on. You're watching young people make a lot of money on social media. So it's like, if you don't buy a phone for your child, are you preventing them from making progress?
Sometimes they claim it's for communication.
Yeah, sometimes they also say, yes, I know. They also say that. But the thing is, we were communicating before the smartphone came. And there have to be age-appropriate applications to these things. And also, you have to know the child. So, for example, I have a child right now who is begging and asking for a phone. But I'm looking at what you're doing with a laptop. And I'm like, you don't have laptop, you're already like this. So if I add phone, am I not making the thing more complicated for you? And we need you to also be able to relate with the people around you. If all you do is gadget, device, then one day somebody comes and says, hi, fine girl, how are you doing? And you're like, please send me your phone number because I can't really talk face to face or what. So it's important that we balance these things. And it means that parents need to be more present. Now, here's the catch. Many of us parents are also addicts.
True.
Many parents, because the same COVID experience happened to adults too, happened to parents too. So you're on Zoom meetings, your office is summoning you, you're replying to emails, you're sending all kinds of correspondence on your gadgets. These children that you want to model, you want to limit and say, no, don't do more than 2 hours, don't do more. They're watching you. You're doing your 10 hours, why should they not? So it puts more pressure on parents to be more deliberate.
Schools too. Now, I have my nieces and nephews coming back, and then they're saying, "Oh, the assignment they gave them, the teacher said check Google or check ChatGPT to do the assignment." I mean, is that even okay?
If you don't tell them to, they will anyway. So you might as well use that and see how you can circumvent. Yeah, they will.
So I said we're going to talk voice notes overload. Oh God! So I have a friend who would she would send me 4 or 5 minutes of voice notes. Like,
it's a podcast.
At this point, it's a podcast. What am I supposed to do? How am I, like, when is it too much? Because there's sometimes you send her a message, she replies with a voice note. Or a group, I'm on a group, and then, like my school group, we're posting stuff. Then there's this particular lady that all her responses are always voice notes. So, like, does it even make sense? When is it too much, Daisy?
Maybe their phone is bad.
Or they don't know how to spell.
Or maybe they don't know how to spell, and they know that they have dyslexia, so they're like, it just makes life easier and then maybe they're worried about miscommunication, because the way you type and sound and the way you talk and sound is different. So they feel if I send a voice note, you would understand clearly what I'm saying
and get
to
the
you.
tone of my voice.
Exactly. And then maybe what they want to say is too long. So that's 4 or 5 minutes voice note.
Like, why?
If it's typed, you
a whole episode.
Okay, yeah, so if you type that long episode, I cannot read it, but yeah. But you can tell me the story in bits, like type 2 lines, send it, type again. I will follow you. But if you do an episode, I may just scroll over, I may not read that. And I listen to voice notes if it's 1 minute. There are times I want to hear your voice, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes. But why in the world are you sending me 5 minutes?
Another thing you can do is make it fast times 2. So it's like a robot.
That's good. How am I going to get the point? But then let me ask you this, Oji. How do you feel about people who post private chats?
I don't like it at all.
I mean, I chat with you on WhatsApp, it's
Why-
private,
why
and then
is
I'm
it
seeing
out
it on
there?
your status.
Why? Like, seriously. Why? Unless it is something very, 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 very funny. And then you crop out my name, just post that exact particular part of the chat.
They always crop out the name,
but you will know it's you.
Yes,
But you
they
don't know
always
you.
crop out the name. Sometimes they would even like
Blur it out.
Yes, blur it out, and they still put it up there.
It's actually quite annoying. It's actually quite annoying. I don't like it.
Do you think it's okay to post private chats? You're guilty, so that's what you're thinking about.
No. So I think it depends on the context of the private chats. So besides being what I am, right? I think I do business. Now, if I'm doing business,
you do business.
so I feel that maybe you're trying to pass a message across, something like, this is how you should do a booking, and then you have a screenshot and say, this is a fantastic client, or this is not how you should go about chatting with
That's
someone.
different from people who post reviews. Maybe it's
Yes,
like
right.
That's
Maybe.
public. It's a public chat.
Apart from that, a conversation with someone,
Yeah, that's what we're talking
except
about.
maybe you're calling the person out and you've exhausted all your options and you feel you need some sort of evidence to show that this actually happened, this did not happen, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't feel, well, I don't know, I used to call people out too.
You know you're guilty of everything we talked about today. Okay, so let me ask you this. What's the craziest oversharing you've seen on someone's status, Insta story, Instagram, blah, yeah.
Oji, do you know that video
Which one?
of that girl that was in the trenches, that was in pit toilets?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord,
my
you
God.
had to go there. Like, people share like crazy. Okay, yeah, that's it.
And guess what? She had more than 3,000 views. As at the time I saw
There are
it.
people that get millions of views for. Okay, yeah, so that brings me
That's
to this
another
question.
thing.
Why do the craziest, stupid things, forgive my language, or things that look like you're invading people's right, why do they get the most likes or the most watch or the most shares?
It's PR. It's PR. There's a way you would send something. So because I'm a Twitter person, there's a way I would type something and it will go viral. So it's how you say it that will make it go viral. Those videos that are bad, that go viral, there's a way it starts. And you're feeling the need to want to watch to the end. You want to share with someone. And then a lot of people do not know how to go about PR. That's why I say a very good product, a very good person, a very good whatever,
It's
and
not
nobody
getting,
the traction because they don't know how to go about it. So there's a hack with PR. Once you're able to hack it, good or bad, you're gonna blow, baby.
Wow. Okay, so you mentioned boundaries earlier. So I want to know, how do we set these boundaries with the phone, especially when it comes to kids? How do we set these boundaries within the family? What to post? How do we even monitor and know what our kids are posting? Because sometimes you give them these devices for good reason and then the wrong results are coming out of it. So how do we set these boundaries?
It's an ongoing conversation. It's something that we have to keep going on with because you think you've said everything and then something new comes up. You know, so you want your children to understand what social media is and what it is not, what a smartphone is and what it is not. It's a tool. It's a gadget. It's something you use to achieve a purpose. But if you're not careful, it can become your master. And you need to help them to understand that partly by doing. Because one of the things that is terrible is where the parents are crossing the boundaries all over the place and then are trying to set boundaries for the children. So that's the first step, I would say, would be to set your own boundaries and then model it to them and explain to them why. Use examples. There are people who have gone online. I don't know if you heard this. There was this story I read. Some young lady in the UK who had been appointed some political, I forget, young commissioner of youth or something like that in the UK as at 2013. She was 17 years old. Unfortunately, about 2-3 years earlier, she had posted, you know, just ranting, some lewd comments and all that.
Stuff.
And journalists, trust your
Oh
people
Lord, the
now,
internet.
they dug it up.
Yeah, they don't. It doesn't ever forget.
She ended up having to resign. You know, so you teach your children with those kinds of stories that, look, it feels good right now. You want to call out your friend and tell them they're very stupid online, and you do it. and you don't think anything of it, 5 years down the line, somebody's using it against you. So, yeah.
Have you called out someone online before?
Yes, it's come out.
So I think it's okay to call, because personally, I'm not a fan of calling people out online. Don't look at me. So have you called someone out online before, and why did you feel the need to do that?
Yes, because it was necessary at that point. But what I did was, so this person scammed me, and there was no way for me to retrieve the money back. So what I did was, I refused for them to scam any other person. So I noticed their modus operandi was to look for anyone that's looking for anything online, and then they go and reply and say, please check DM. So I was spending every 30 minutes, I would actually go to this person's page and check if they replied anybody. When they reply, I'll go and reply that person and say, don't buy from this person. That person is a scam. I kept doing that. I kept doing it for over like 2 months. I was doing it every day. I was just spoiling this person's business. Till I think they've deactivated the account now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Intentionality.
That was a good reason, but that doesn't feel like calling out to me. That feels like saving someone else's. But you know what I mean by call out? Yeah, she knows what I mean by calling.
Screenshot and post and all of that.
Screenshot.
Come out and say this person this
no,
person
okay, no more dragging.
Drag.
If I'm going to call you out,
I've not had a reason to.
I will get your LinkedIn account. I will get your full government name. I will get your phone number. If you push me, I'll get your NIN and BVN, and I'll just put it out. Yeah. My followers to do the rest. Don't worry.
I've not had a reason to, but I'm not against it.
To what end? Dangerous. Now? To what end?
So I feel that.
And sometimes it's over a petty quarrel.
No, not really. Not really. So I feel that humans are.
They know what they are doing.
Humans can be inherently wicked, right? And the heart is desperate. Some people will do things without batting an eyelid because they feel that they would go scot-free. So I feel those people need to have just a little taste that sometimes it doesn't work that way. And I feel that it is necessary to call people out. Everybody's on social media. So why are you making it difficult for yourself?
No, sometimes after you,
other people.
Yes.
Well, sometimes if you're calling someone out for a good reason, like you talked about when it's business related, but like I said earlier, sometimes it's just a petty quarrel that makes no sense.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
And calling someone out and revealing things that necessarily should not know.
But you know that social media is also for entertainment. So those calling out makes it fun for us. We now
you know, in the marriage space, this also becomes a problem. You are angry with your husband, so you go and rant and post it. Then you now make peace. Or do you undo the damage you have done?
We have plenty. Internet in-laws, cousins, family members.
How do you undo that?
Anyway, let's take a few messages. Please, when you're sending your messages, do send it with your name and your location. So this first one is from, I don't know if this is Jane or Joy or it's a typo because I'm seeing Joay. I don't know how to call that name.
Joy.
That's a very joyful person.
Okay, so the message is actually very funny. And Ochi is for you.
Hey, good.
I feel bad because I was asking you on the date. He's asking if you would want to go on a date.
There we go.
Say yes.
Answer the question of when last you were on a date. Maybe it's been a long time you were on a date.
This is peer pressure.
Yeah. We have a volunteer.
Women shooting their shots. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, that's nice.
So another message. Hi, my name is Chidima. The thing is I can stay a day without my phone. But before, I could stay there without my phone. But now, because of my work and alerts may come in, I like the alert part. Because the situation in this country has made us always need money for survival. So I have to know when alert enters my phone. Okay, even when you're sleeping. So, hi, I'm Emmanuel. During school term, my mom takes my phone away from me. I only have access to my phones on holidays.
Wait, this is in session.
Good. I was supposed to say this.
Emmanuel, what are you doing?
I was about to say the very same thing.
Or maybe he has graduated.
Okay. No,
Yesterday.
This is second term.
Oh.
They're just getting into third term.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so Okay, this is another message for OG. OG, I'm sorry, but I
No,
feel
it's
like
fine,
it's a
it's
good
fine.
thing.
OG's gonna leave this show with 10 potential dates, and I'll plan it for you.
The Lord will guide you.
OG, I love.
How's the family?
So he said, OG, I love what you're doing. I don't know what exactly, but he loves what you're doing. Okay, so this is a Blessing Ajibola from Ondo State. It says, like now, I text a guy how I am in love with him, and he didn't tell he then told my friend. Okay, he didn't tell my friend. He then goes on on my DM. Okay, so the message is all over the place.
Oh. She's heartbroken. We can tell.
So I think what she's getting is maybe she told
and then
someone.
they shared the screenshot of the
Yes,
status.
told someone he was in, and this is a lady telling someone she's in love with him, and then he goes online to post her saying
She
that.
should learn from Joy.
I mean, she just did what Joey did. Just
Yeah.
that, she sent a private chat and he did that. Okay, so another message says, I totally agree with Daisy. Please do not call. Your calls are interrupting reading the message. Just send us messages. I'll read the messages. I do agree with Daisy. I will call you out if you do anyhow. Wow. Okay.
That's my vibe right there. Oh my God.
Then someone else says, I don't agree with calling people out. I feel like if you have issues with people, you can settle it outside social media.
Yeah, private issues.
Yeah, private issues. I mean, keep them private. Hi, Medley Show. I love your show. I love what you're doing, and I love your guests. I've learned a lot about social media, even amidst all the plenty laugh. Thank you. That's the plan. That's the plan. So we have another message. Hi, my name is Faith Buba Joseph. I'm watching from Taraba State. For me, it was when I finished my secondary school that my parents gave me access to have a phone, and I think it really helped me. Smartphone is like alcohol. Once you're addicted, you do abnormal things.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot of confession beneath that.
Tell you from experience.
I mean, how does she know alcohol makes you do abnormal things? And she says she's in secondary school.
Secondary school?
Yes.
No,
When she finished, that's when they give her phone. Faith, come and explain yourself. So another message from John. John says, if you have to give your children phone, I think you should also try to monitor what they're doing with the phone so that they don't get cyberbullied online. And that's a thing.
True.
That's a thing. So another message. This one doesn't have a name and location, but it says, hello, Medley family. Thank you so much for bringing this topic. I have been arguing the same thing with my friend, and she thinks it's okay to just post whatever online.
Please,
I
no,
mean,
it's not.
that's the essence of etiquette. Why are you supporting posting anything online?
No.
Okay. All right. So our time is fast, but let me just take a few more messages. Again, my name is okay. So my name is Joy. This topic is very, very enlightening because I feel people have lost the need to know what they should or shouldn't post on social media. I mean, why do I want to know what you're eating for breakfast? I mean, why would you want to? But if the pancakes are nice, I don't think it's bad to show them. If the pancakes look really nice.
Except if you're sharing the recipe. I can't get it. I can't download it and eat it in my house. What are you doing?
You're inspiring people.
Sometimes just nice
I
to
mean,
prepare people.
I've seen things like that. I want to eat pancake. I mean, I suddenly start craving pancake. I could go and order pancake or make them myself. So
Let's not go into the aspect of whether pancakes are even good for you in the first place.
okay,
let's not
I'll
go
just
there.
ignore that. I'll just ignore that. I'll ignore that. I'll ignore that. Okay, so I'll take it. I have tons of messages, but I'll just take one final one. I think people need to learn to set boundaries. It's okay to post and like online in-laws will always watch and follow, but don't complain when we carry your matter on our head.
Actually.
I mean, yeah, because people post these things and then they get upset. They come back to attack people online for talking about or reposting or saying something about what you put out there for everyone.
Can't privacy at this time.
As if we would have said
There's no
anything if you
privacy
didn't tell
anymore.
You can't control it.
If
Right.
you didn't tell us, we wouldn't have said anything.
Right. Okay, so we're going to go shortly, but let me just ask you a few questions. What's one digital habit that you think we should unlearn when it comes to on our smartphones? I'll just go take that question around. One digital habit you think we should unlearn?
Unlearn.
Or social media habit. I think that's a better way to put it.
Unlearn.
Yeah.
Ha. don't know. It depends on what the person have learned before.
Okay, so something we're all doing on social media that we think. Let me start with you, too. Let me allow her to.
I think it will be the endless scrolling. The endless, aimless scrolling. Social media is like the world or the universe, you know? You don't just go, enter road and just be going. You should have a destination. So when you go to social media, have a focus. Otherwise, you get lost. And hours and
focus
hours
on social media.
Yes.
Unless you're posting or doing business. If it's for fun, there's no focus inside. Though.
Even the fun, you can say, okay, I'm going to do 20 minutes of this because I have these other things to do.
Do I set a timer?
If you have to.
Even the timer when it interrupts
You will
you
say. That's an addiction, right? That's an
Yeah.
addiction. And let's not play, because the trouble is things are suffering, right? We're talking about connection. You're losing connection with the people in your own house. Here we are, we're talking. You can hear my tone. You can see my facial expression. There are people who are living in the same house. They've not looked at each other's eyes for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it's when I see your Instagram and I realize, it's like somebody punched your eye. What happened? I saw it on your post. And we are living in the same house, really?
So, OG,
Yeah.
what should we all learn?
What we should all learn. Okay, I think this one is very, very specific to the Nigerian social media sphere. We should stop trending things that do not make sense. I don't want to say a word because I don't know if it's allowed on air,
No,
but
it's not.
we trend we trend a lot of things that we should not really be
Stupid
trending.
content.
Stupid. Is stupid allowed?
I just said it.
Okay, yeah, a lot of stupid things because you see lots of good content, lots of educative content, things that would actually uplift your mentality as a person, and you ignore that one. It is what Daniel Rega
Maybe
said
they're doing bad
randomly.
PR like she said.
There are
hacked it,
people
and
say
then
all
to
PR is good PR. I don't think all PR is
No, I
good
don't
PR.
think- I
Bad
don't
PR
think
is
it's
bad
bad
PR.
PR, yeah.
There is no sense in being popular for rubbish.
Right.
Honestly, if you're popular for something good or something that brings value to people, it makes more sense. We as Nigerians, we trend a lot of rubbish and we ignore the things that make more sense. So those people that make sense, in order to be seen, they start doing rubbish because they want to be seen.
Right,
So
yeah,
we
that
start
happens,
converting
that
people to rubbish.
Anyway,
I'm
time
ready.
is
I'm
fast
ready.
spent.
I'm ready to talk now.
Daisy, you're not talking again. Oh, yeah, 30 seconds.
Okay. So I think that one habit we should learn, not unlearn, is to make social media a win-win. Right?
Right.
You're already addicted. Get something out
Out
of
of it.
You're already spending 5 hours there.
Make
Make it.
some money.
Yeah. So don't just go there and just spend your time, spend your data and get nothing in return.
Aimlessly,
So
like
find
she said.
a way to get something out of it. You can
Okay.
be a social media influencer like me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe you teach me that one. Thank you, Daisy. Thank you, OG, the energy.
Thank you.
Tolu, for being my amazing guest on today's edition of. I hope you had fun.
Yeah,
And I hope
yeah.
you're going to get that date very soon.
Yeah, I
Fine.
mean,
Come for counseling. Come for counseling.
All right, thank you so much.
Joey,
And that's where we draw the curtain on today's edition of the Medley Show. I hope you had as much fun as we did bringing it to you. Until next time, where we'll bring you another fantastic, interesting, and entertaining conversation. My name is Tochi, bringing you your midday energy. Bye for now.